So, Doom: The Dark Ages comes out quite soon, and people are already getting their hands on the game. Me, myself, I play a moderate amount of video games, but there's really only a handful that I'm truly excited about. The Resident Evil series is one, Devil May Cry is another, and another one is Doom. Anyway, Doom: The Dark Ages is right around the corner, and I was excited to get my hands on a copy, to get my hands on a physical disc. In general, I like to have a physical copy of the game, especially if I'm going to be paying full price. If I end up paying full price, $60, $70 for a video game, I want to make sure that I own the thing. Things happen. With a digital-only game, it's essentially a glorified rental. They can do any number of things. They can revoke the license for the game. They can delete your PlayStation account. Maybe you say something spicy in a video game and a major corporation decides they don't like that and they shut down your account. They pull the licenses from all your games. Beyond that, you don't want to be tied down to an internet connection. You want to be able to just, you want to own something. It's the principle of the thing. Gosh darn it. When you are exchanging money for goods and services, when you are exchanging money for a product, you should actually own the product in question. Well, so the situation with this Doom: The Dark Ages is it seems to be that the physical disc is basically a glorified license. The actual game is not on there. There is a small amount of data, but when you put in the disc, it immediately says, you have to basically download the entire game from the internet, basically defeating the purpose of a physical edition of the game altogether. It's my understanding that this had happened previously with the Indiana Jones video game. This seems to be a thing that Microsoft and Xbox are very into. I guess the new Nintendo Switch games as well. They're essentially just selling you a license and then you have to download the actual game from the internet. I'm not super immersed in every nuance of the video game world, so in some sense this outrage is new to me. When you think of Doom, when you think of id Studios, this is a studio with some pedigree. This is one of the video games that made video games, Doom, id Studios. It looks like a great game. It looks like they put everything they had into it. It looks great, and it's just a shame that such a great looking game is being treated like such dog water, that it has come under the purview of a major corporation that, the other thing is, it's the secretive nature of it that bugs the shit out of me. It's the idea that they don't tell you these things up front, that it's up to people getting the copies and then telling everybody else. The fact that they didn't say this outright, that this requires the internet, that it's not the actual physical edition of the game. It's very slimy. And again, the idea that id Studios, the company behind Doom, is now a part of such slimy behavior. What is the motivation for this? I guess they're trying to force everybody to get on board with the Xbox Game Pass, whatever. I'm not super interested in the motivation so much as how slimy and anti-consumer it is. Bringing it back to film, you've got movies nowadays that they'll premiere on streaming and then they won't even get a physical Blu-ray release. You are essentially entrusting art to these corporate money men who, they don't care. You see movies or TV shows or episodes of TV shows that get pulled off of a streaming service, and then there's no real way to access it anymore. Occasionally a piece of media will be retroactively changed or censored, as what happened with the James Bond books or the Roald Dahl books, which I think they backtracked on that, somebody told me. But in any case, you see these examples of media being changed after the fact, and then people have less access to the art as originally intended. Anyway, just another step towards progress, I guess. Overall, the whole thing has sort of deflated a lot of my hype for the game. Where before I was real eager to get it as soon as it came out, which I don't often do. Normally I'll wait until something is on sale, but in this case, the overall sneakiness of the whole thing, the idea of paying full price for just a digital copy of the game, I don't know, I might just wait at this point. You might as well wait a few years till you can get the whole thing, all the DLC included. You can get the whole thing for $20 a few years from now anyway. I can read a book instead. Okay, that's all I have to say about that. Let me know what you think. Subscribe if so inclined. I write books if you like books. Okay, goodbye.